On this episode of Drinking Made Easy, we zip up the coast, hand over the keys, and visit California's first city. We meet a guy who's passionate about wine.
I'm a wild man for Pinot Noir.
Dance with the Green Ferry.
When it starts to burn, take in more.
Okay.
And tee off at Pebble Beach. It's Drinking Made Easy, Monterey. I'm Zane Lamprey, and my job is to drink. I'm traveling around with my mascot, Steve McKenna, and my buddy Pleplius, as we explore the local drinking cultures, customs, and cocktails. Along the way, we'll soak in the local flavor in an effort to make drinking easy. Our first stop is Cannery Row Brewing Company. They have 74 beers on tap, but as I can't drink 74 beers in a sitting, we start with something called the Ross Bomb, with Ross himself.
I heard people talking about something called the Ross Bomb.
It starts off with some of Cannery Row Brewing Company's honey wheat ale. Then drop in some of their chocolatey Prescott Porter.
1, 2, there's 2 of us, plus Steve. And then technically it's anyone in between me and Steve. So that'd be 5, I think we need 5. So when you come here, just ask for the Ross Bomb. If someone doesn't know what it is, you'll be fired on the spot.
The rules that we put out, absolutely, that is the way it is.
And another rule is that a bomb has to be finished in one gulp. Along with Steve and Ross, I sucker my friends Ed and Jess into the competition.
I'm gonna start without a notice. I'll probably...
Now that's a quick race, and Ed wins it. But since he's wearing sunglasses
You
indoors,
probably need to finish that for her.
and his lady didn't finish her beer, Ed has to back clean up.
Or, you know, or maybe Mel should have to finish it.
Mel should finish it.
Yeah.
Or better yet, her twin sister Mel, the show's producer.
So let's talk about Cannery Row for a second.
Sure.
Because that's important to where we are.
Yeah. Initially, way back when, this was a big, fish processing area. They'd bring in all the fish off the bay, and they'd come in here. This was actually a sardine processing plant. We're kind of the stinky place on the block.
You guys have some house brews.
Yeah.
Along with a bevy of international beers, Cannery Row Brewing Company also has a great selection of local craft beer from around Monterey Bay.
We try to reach out mostly to our local NorCal craft brewers.
They also have 4 house beers.
We have the Lucky Sailor Honey Wheat, and then from there we have our canning line, which is our seasonal beer. It changes out throughout the year. Going from there, we've got the Tipsy Seagull American Pale Ale.
I pour myself a pint of their Tipsy Seagull.
You know, I did a really job pouring it, but I'm gonna acknowledge this.
Foam turns to beer.
Yeah, eventually. But what you're supposed to do is, you feel like you're supposed to like slowly pour it out. You're supposed to pull it hard.
There's 2 spots on a tap handle, and it's on and off. There's no in between.
Right. So if you do sort of pull in between, it'll just make foam for you.
Yep.
Sip it. And Jim the cop a little bit.
Then Ross brings up something very cool.
Our awesome keg fridge.
Yes! That's a good point.
It's a great point.
You're right. You can see up there in the window, there's all the kegs lined up, and then they're lined up against this wall.
All the way along the back wall.
You also have on the other side as well.
Yeah.
Can we do anything super cool back in the keg room?
You say black in the case?
Super cool.
Black?
No, cool.
You say back or black?
No, I said back in the...
Okay, I thought we were making sure we're straight here.
Where do these stairs lead? Can we do keg stands back there?
We can do keg stands, absolutely. Let's do it. Cheers.
We throw back our Tipsy Seagulls and head to their awesome keg fridge so Steve can show off some of his college-acquired keg stand abilities.
This is not necessarily something that's available to the public.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Got it. Go!
Why does Steve doing a keg stand sound like 2 dogs mating?
You guys, I'm done.
Our next stop is 1833, a restaurant that's supposedly haunted, but we're here for a spirit of a different sort, absinthe. And I get a lesson from absinthe expert Tobias Peach.
Wine was too expensive.
back when phylloxera was wiping out all the vines of Europe, it became very, very expensive to drink wine, and absinthe kind of filled the void for the Bohemian culture. But when the wine trade started coming back, they needed to vilify absinthe, and that's kind of how that whole thing happened. So they started saying that you would, it ate your brain, or you wouldn't find your way home.
Did that work, or did it kind of backfire?
It worked. It was made illegal over, 90% of the world, and just here in the U.S. Recently, in the last few years, they've made it legal again. It has something in it called wormwood. Grand wormwood, and in large doses it has hallucinogenic qualities.
Then what is...
It starts as a neutral spirit.
So it comes out of the still as a high-proof vodka, and then it's infused with other spirits.
Most of the time it's made with grapes, though. But the thing that separated this was the wormwood. Wormwood has different effects on your emotions and how you feel afterwards, and it's noticeable. You have a few absinthe and you feel different than a few vodka.
The only way to truly understand a dance with the Green Fairy is by dancing, or in this case, drinking. We first used the Parisian method, where water is dripped over a sugar cube into a glass of absinthe. When it gets cloudy like this, it's called the luge, and that means it's ready to drink.
You see how it's still clear at top there?
Yeah.
That's all alcohol
I
still
see.
floating. So that's why they made the spoon slotted, because you're always supposed to stir afterwards, or else your first drink will be all absinthe.
It's not a shot?
I mean, you can shoot it if you want. But this is more of a sipper. This is a digestive. It breaks down the fats in your stomach. It warms you up, makes you feel, better after a heavy meal.
Am I full?
Yeah, you're just about the right ratio there. That's telling you when you're ready.
Oh, I see.
It's like a little natural thing that it does to let you know that you've got the right amount of water.
Yours is so close to mine, and you can see it sort of going in there.
See, it's going to start clouding from the bottom up. It'll eventually, once you have no line on top of clearness, you know you're at the right ratio.
We then stir it up to mix the sugar, water, and absinthe. Then it's ready to drink. Experiencing absinthe is just as much about the presentation as it is about the drinking.
You're supposed to be prepared.
I'm the pro.
Yeah, you were supposed to be.
I guess I realized I really don't drink it very often. I just serve it.
The ceremony that's been created around it.
The champagne of the artists.
And it's the fun. Well, it's just the whole fact that, like, hey, if you have a scotch, maybe you're doing some paperwork and having some scotch or whatever. But this is like usually something you'll have with friends, and it's fun.
It's got a story, which is great. People love the story. It's got a ceremony. People love a show.
Santé.
For our next absinthe experience, we try the Russian Sochi method.
So these are the implements required in the Sochi method.
Correct.
Okay.
First, pour in some orange juice that has Angostura bitters added to it. Then Tobias paints the inside of the glass with absinthe.
You want to get it all painted on the inside, because when you
Just
light it
sort
on
of
fire.
coating the
Yeah, you want
inside
to
of-
coat the inside of the glass, basically, for when you want to ignite it.
Continue rotating the glass while you ignite it. Pour the flaming concoction into the orange juice. Then trap the vapors in the glass with a claw. Then suck the vapors with a straw.
Inhale only what your lungs can handle. You're going to feel it right away. It's going to be like warm air coming in your lungs. So if you take too much, you'll cough.
It sounds easy enough, so I suck the vapors
Hold it.
and drink the juice.
Release.
And repeat.
Keep getting the straw further up in there. Bravo. Oh.
So
I like
it's
it.
so good. It's better than regular orange juice.
It's clear. Clearly you love it.
Now it's my turn to serve up Tobias.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh, dude.
Paint, light, rotate, pour, trap the vapors,
When it starts to burn, take in more.
Okay.
then suck it down.
Your lungs are bigger. You have more capacity. The average person only uses about 10% of their lungs.
I'm not average.
Then gulp down the OJ.
I am done. That is all. It's pretty amazing, right? Feel warm and fuzzy all over.
I don't give a shit about anything right now.
Coming up on Drinking Made Easy, Steve soaks in some local flavor.
So nice. Just gonna pass out here.
Welcome back to Drinking Made Easy. We are in the refrigerator at Cannery Row.
We're here doing the drinking
rules. Rule number 1, whenever I drink, you drink. Whenever I burp, you gotta go like this. The last person to do that has to drink. And whenever you see Pleplius, you get to make someone else drink. For more rules, go to drinkingmadeeasy.com.
Drinkingmadeeasy.com.
That's it.
We're drinking our way through Monterey, California. Our next stop is at the other end of Monterey County in a town called Gonzales. Fog's End Distillery makes moonshine. Well, dayshine.
It's not moonshine.
No, it's dayshine. All the taxes are paid on it.
So the difference between moonshine and dayshine is government involvement.
They have a unique concept where they attach a piece of the barrel to the bottle so you can age the spirit to your liking.
Can I do this? Can I do this right now in front of us?
Sure.
So now we have the Fog's End rye, because it's not whiskey yet.
Correct.
So technically can't call it whiskey because it hasn't been aged.
It hasn't been aged. And
okay. So what is it?
Just a white dog. That's a general term.
It's white dog.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So a little hint of peppermint,
Yep.
perhaps?
To age the unaged rye, you pop in a piece of an oak barrel that's been toasted and let it sit.
So this is basically introducing the barrel.
It's the original way,
It's the
because
original,
that's what
okay.
they had in those days.
So that is how we're used to getting the toasted oak flavor into our distilled spirits.
Correct.
From sitting inside of a barrel.
Correct.
But you're saying, wait, there's another way. You have a piece of the barrel here, or a piece of oak, American
White oak.
white oak that's been
That's
toasted,
it. Medium plus toast.
and you put it in here.
That's it. You're going to let it sit for a minimum of 4 weeks.
Okay.
And then you're going to start tasting that weekly. When the flavor evolves to what you like, maybe a hint of butterscotch in the 9th week, then you withdraw the barrel from it to stop it. Otherwise, the flavor will continue to evolve.
Okay.
And longer is not necessarily better.
You are essentially able to speed up the process.
Absolutely.
Once you reach a flavor that you like, you take the oak out, and then you can cork it, and it's going to stay like that?
That's correct.
This is basically the whiskey process made easy.
Well, it's thinking outside the box.
You do want to taste the process because it's very neat to take this white dog and turn it into an aged whiskey.
Whiskey,
Is it technically? I mean, you can't.
No,
like,
no, you
technically
can't call
say
it whiskey.
that. But unofficially,
It's going to taste like whiskey.
Well, it's going to taste like whiskey because it kind of is whiskey. You don't have to say it, but I'll say it. That's basically what whiskey is.
With the magic of television, we speed into the future to taste this bottle after it's been soaking for 4 months.
Go ahead, pop it, and give it a taste.
I can already tell from the smell that it's going to be a more mild or maybe smoother, I guess. flavor.
Right.
And that tastes like it has more aging to do.
Right.
So
Put the cork in.
put the cork in, put it back. They're saying that older is better, more expensive is better, and maybe that's not the case. It's personal preference.
Did it evolve past the great flavors?
It's not like a 100-year-old or a 200-year-old Scotch should be $50,000. It would be because it's so rare, but it wouldn't
correct.
necessarily
Be the
taste better.
best.
That's it. We hit it. We hit the nail on the head. Yes.
Not too far away from Fog's End Distillery is Pizzoni Vineyards. Here, Gary Pizzoni has been planting grapes since 1982, and he hasn't stopped. In fact, he hasn't even slowed down.
So you find these little pockets like this.
Yeah, like that. I planted in one afternoon. I was bored. I planted that whole little vineyard in one afternoon.
Really?
Not by myself. I had some help.
Oh. But why did you choose down there?
Well, because, look at, you can't plant it up in that steep terrain.
Okay.
And down there's a nice little spot. And see how it looks like a bathtub?
Yeah.
So I named it Tina, which means bathtub in Italian.
Ah, okay.
And then I also put a bathtub under it.
Down there?
And my dad thought I was crazy. He goes, what the hell are you putting a bathtub in the vineyard for? I go, Dad, I want to take a bath and watch grapes grow. But so see the bathtub under there?
Makes sense to me, yes.
Yeah.
Are we going to go check it out?
You want to?
Yeah.
It's a little cold outside, so I think Steve's getting wet.
Here's the bathtub.
All right, let's check it out.
Check it out. I love seeing someone go in other than me on a cold day.
So nice. Such a nice view of the vineyard.
Yeah, see, that's what we're talking about. All right, we're going to look at the rest of the vineyard.
All right, I'll be here.
All right, see you.
Beautiful vineyard you have here.
We let Steve soak in the sights as Gary and I check out more of his vineyard.
I think Steve's Vapes in your garage.
I went to the place where, I won't say the name, but where the most famous Pinot Noir in the world is. And like I said, stuffed them about my pants.
This much turned into this?
Well, you had to plant I planted like 300 plants. You have to wait 3 years to propagate the buds.
Okay.
Then you get the cuttings, and then you can make a lot more babies.
Got it.
Then a lot more babies after that.
So you're continuing to propagate off of what's here now.
Mm-hmm.
We went back to Gary's man cave / bomb shelter, where Steve was waiting by the fire.
And you make great wine, but it's not just like, hey, you know, I got some. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
It's not just like I have the room to grow grapes. You do it very well.
Well, it's been our passion, it's our love. I think I'm kind of Pinot Noir crazy.
Okay. What does that mean?
It means I'm a wild man for Pinot Noir.
I'll drink to that.
Me too.
Oh my gosh, what a good taste that was. Lovely, isn't it? Don't worry, we didn't
It's exploding with flavor, Gary. Oh my goodness. Coming up on Drinking Made Easy, Steve gets all teed off.
Oh, welcome to Pebble Beach.
Like a little deep rough.
Welcome back to Drinking Made Easy. For more recipes on drinks that you learned in today's show,
Or recipes that we may have forgotten.
go to drinkingmadeeasy.com.
Drinkingmadeeasy.cold.
It's time for the six-pack challenge. For today's challenge, Lamprey and McKenna are going to play the last 6 holes of Pebble Beach.
Smoked it.
They start on the 13th hole,
That's okay, buddy.
then make their way through 14, 15, 16, and as they tee off on 17,
It's not bad.
Lamprey is ahead by 1 stroke. Lamprey hits it long enough,
Just inbound.
but he pulls it left.
Wow.
McKenna hits it fat and finds the sand trap.
It's gonna be tough to get out of here.
Look where my ball is. There's the ocean. And here's my ball.
Lamprey chips it onto the green. He leaves himself in a nice spot.
Decent putt for par.
McKenna punches it out of the sand.
Hold on.
2 putts for par.
Lamprey's putt is wide. Lamprey taps it in for bogey.
One of the greatest moments of my life.
To shoot par on 17 at Pebble Beach.
Yep.
Okay. All you have to do is tap this in and we're even.
It's just a squirrely little 5-footer.
And McKenna makes par. It's all tied up as they head for the 18th hole.
How many yards is this?
543.
All right, here we go.
McKenna has honors.
Pretty much want a slice on this hole. Not that badly. Let's see, you definitely have the advantage.
Okay. Shh. You can stand back there, but shut up. This is the 18th tee.
Lamprey isn't messing around. And he shuts up McKenna with a solid drive.
You didn't hit it in the water? I didn't hit it in the water.
I guess that's 1+, but I'm like over by the road.
Respectable. Oh, nice job over the bunker. Good job.
Woo. It's a great shot.
Where are you?
Up here.
Oh. What do you think, buddy?
I'm gonna have to go under. I'm not going over.
You can't go over.
I can't go through.
Well, there's the hole right there.
Little gap.
McKenna finds the gap, and his ball finds the green.
Well, that was lucky.
Oh, come on. Please. Yes.
Lamprey's 4th shot
That's a good shot.
also finds the green.
I'm putting in for bogey.
I can putt it.
McKenna appears to have been aiming at something else.
If you're short, you'll miss every time.
No, you put the pressure on me if you make this.
If he wants any chance of winning, Lamprey has to sink this putt. And it's in.
Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, that's pretty good.
That was nice.
I can't believe it.
McKenna must make this putt to tie the game.
Let's let fate take over here.
And he misses. And Lamprey wins another 6-pack challenge.
Nice job.
Can we drive a couple into the ocean?
It's a marine preserve.
After hitting the links, we head to the inn at Spanish Bay. Golf has its roots in Scotland, and the inn at Spanish Bay has Scotch well represented behind the bar.
When we were at Fog's End Distillery, you said that you liked the one that was older. All right, so the older it is, the better it is.
Right.
So we have here a 12, a 16, a 25, and a 30.
So you think if I know what I'm drinking, it will influence what I will pick as my favorite?
I want you to just merely tell me which one you prefer.
Cool.
Okay? Wouldn't it be great if you realized that the Scotch that was your favorite wasn't in fact the most expensive one?
For sure, for my wallet.
Okay. This is a $200 taste test we're about to take.
Is this another challenge?
Yeah, we should do that.
So we're gonna taste them and try and put them in
Put them
order?
in some sort of order, yeah.
In today's challenge, Lamprey and McKenna are going to see who can line up the glasses of Macallan's Scotch from the youngest to the oldest.
We'll put the most expensive here.
Wow. That had a huge aroma.
What?
It really did. I mean, as soon as I picked it up, I felt
What was the aroma? It's different.
Oaky, caramel, butterscotch. I taste candy canes.
I don't know what I'm looking for.
You're looking for aroma, smell.
I'm actually so confused.
So am I.
The total price for each of these flights of Macallan is over $200. A glass of the 30-year-old alone is $125.
I think you look like an idiot, but I'm gonna actually join you.
Trying to decipher the subtle flavors of spirits is not an easy thing to do, and both of these boys are thoroughly confused. Time's up. Let's see how they did.
I'm gonna stay with that.
Okay.
Oh man, wait a minute. Don't tell us. Don't tell us.
Do you want to make a bet?
Yeah,
What's
I
the
want to
bet?
make a bet. The loser has to finish their 4 drinks.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Well, I know, but it's a punishment that you're gonna have to do.
That's fair.
This is kind of the way it works around here at Pebble Beach.
That's fair. Okay, who won?
Lamprey and McKenna line up their picks, and the results are in.
No, that's not how the game works. One of us is better than the other.
Yeah, no.
So, with not one right, Lamprey and McKenna both lose. But having to drink $200 worth of Macallan Scotch is hardly a punishment.
The bottom line is, we're in Monterey.
Okay.
The bagpipes are playing, sun is setting. We're all winners.
Our final stop was Lollapalooza, a steakhouse that serves up some really, really strong drinks.
And you have something that we came here for called the Tree Smacker.
That's
We gotta work our way into it.
The bartender has a secret for making great martinis, a piece of exercise equipment.
Why do you have them behind the bar?
It's good practice for shaking martinis. You wanna try it?
Yeah.
Steve gives it a go,
Good God!
so I take a turn.
Whoa!
Then Jess tries it.
All right, how do you compete with that?
She's really, really good at the shake weight.
Whoa!
Okay, back to the drinking. Rob tells me about a drink that they serve called the Tree Smacker.
Why is it called the Tree Smacker? After 2 of them is like running into a tree. If you had to use 2 words, would you say it's a monster Mai Tai? That's what it is.
This monster Mai Tai Tree Smacker starts off in a 22-ounce glass and is made with 99 proof apple liqueur, peach schnapps, citrus vodka, 151 proof rum, orange juice, pineapple juice, cranberry juice, splash of grenadine, and dark rum loaded on top. I think it's time for another challenge.
All right, you heard the man. It's time for another challenge. Make your pick. In this challenge, Steve, Mel, and Jess will have to suck the 22-ounce Tree Smacker through a single straw.
Ready, set, go.
And they're off.
Steve. Oh, that is
This is one fast competition.
cheated. You might still not win.
It's a photo finish. Let's go back for the instant replay. And there you go. Steve gets his drink down first, so it's official. Between the 3 of them, Steve sucks the most.
Mel, and you had a chance to redeem yourself. You cheated?
Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and at drinkingmadeeasy.com.